Speaking of college, we know you went to Alabama State. Was that your dream school?
No, but I don't believe I had a dream school. Excuse me, coming out. Alabama State was somewhere local and somewhere near home, and it was convenient. They had my major, and I always wanted to do business, and they had marketing, so I just picked up a book, and it ended up working out for me, thankfully.
Well, that's good.
Okay, that's what's up. So, unfortunately, you didn't go to the best HBCU, but, tell us about your college experience at ASU.
Mine was pretty different because I was, humbly speaking, I was throwing parties and cutting hair and cutting a football team, basketball team. So a lot of things that were happening on campus were coming through me. We were throwing crazy parties. And at that time, I had an app on the App Store called What's the Move. It really sparked my trajectory being a college student. And that kind of set my grounds into becoming an entrepreneur and transitioning to Flamingo at the time.
Wait, how did you create the app? And when did you create it?
I created it in 2017. I was on Google at the time and I looked up how to make an app. Just typical stuff once you're trying to gather information. If someone asks what COVID is. But I ended up using this platform called Good Barber, which is not relative to cutting hair at all. I don't know why it's called Good Barber. But they had all of the features and the tools at that time for the app to be pre-coded. So I didn't have to get any programmers or anyone in CIS, Computer Information System, CIS. So it was beneficial for me. And at that time, I was just using my resources, being from that area and reaching out to people that I knew and trying to grow the brand.
Was that profitable or it was just for the move?
It was profitable. I was charging people to put their parties on the app. Like DJs can go in there and make a profile, and you can put all the parties that you're either DJing for that week or the upcoming week or whatever club or venue you're going to. And it'll come up to those people that are closest to you. It was a lot of features on there, but it was profitable. I didn't take it to the point where I am now. But it was doing pretty good.
So there's only one right answer. But if you could choose to go to any other HBCU, what would it be and why?
NCAT, probably. NCAT. I like the amount of students though that attend this. And me being social, I just want to be around, expand my network, get around some different people from different places and different environments, different cultures, just to mingle and mix around. So Alabama State is pretty small, maybe 3,000 students max. That's including online students.
It's giving hater, but I'm gonna let you slide.
You want to pick Clark or even HBCU up north?
Clark was an option after I was a junior because I wanted to be in school in Atlanta. Because coming out of high school, no one ever told me that with student loans you don't have to pay right away. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go to a school that my mom's not gonna have to pay a lot for, and she's a single parent. So I'm I'll just go somewhere that I can still get what I need out of it and I'll be fine. But if I knew I could just put the student loans on the back burner, I might went to a Power 5 and just enjoy myself.
That makes sense. All right, athletic students are known for having less free time than a normal college student while maintaining morning workouts, your class schedule, practice, study halls, and game days. How did you balance becoming an up-and-coming fashion designer while being a student athlete?
It was tough. You have a lot of times you want to pull your hair out, but that's typical now, even without playing sports, just business itself. By the time it's just you're living day to day, so you try to make the most of it because you have your ups and downs. It's any profession, any business has adversity. So if you really want to be great in it, you just have to stick to it with anything.
Talked about how you feel like your biggest strength as a person is your social skills. Can you go a little bit more into detail about how networking went for you in college?
Man, networking for me, I also had an advantage because I was cutting hair, which is kind of centralized to any African American most of the time, because your barber can be your psychologist to an extent. You can just chill back and relax, have deep conversations that you typically wouldn't have. So me doing that, I was able to tell people multiple things that I had going on while I had them in my chair for 20, 30 minutes. So I could tell them about shirts that I had coming out while I'm getting you fresh for the weekend, and then tell you this weekend what party's coming up, which I'm entangled to all three of them. So once you do that a few times, the word starts getting around, and if the quality of the haircut is good, it's pretty much gonna speak for itself. Like the customer is a walking billboard, so people are naturally gonna ask where did you get your haircut from, and then customer service comes along well with that too. So referrals and just building around campus. I was using marketing tactics like if you get a haircut for $10 and you bring a friend, I might do theirs for $5 just to get the ball rolling, so I can keep the barbershop full. And then I can still have people coming to parties because I had a conversation with them being in there 20, 30 minutes.
And so
You still out here now?
Yeah, I just don't post them.
Oh, you do like your homies on the side, stuff like that?
Yeah. And some people in Atlanta, but because I know if I posted it, I would be too busy. I need people focused on solely clothes.
I got you.
Clearly, you maintain a lot of relationships from college. What did you learn about networking, and how did it shape who you are today? More so specifically, how did it help you gain the confidence to go out and seek certain things?
It was a lot of times where even in my classes, we worked on icebreakers and like elevator pitch. And so now the things that I learned in college are just walking up to strangers, because at that point in time, you not really know. I'm not a guy that somebody's just gonna see walking the cab. I'm not that tall.
Right.
So most of the times I have to initiate a conversation, which is later on how I started getting these opportunities like Saquon Barkley and Ocho Cinco, because I have to go to them first to create the conversation. But thankfully, those people have great personalities and they're down to earth, so it just merged together perfectly. But a lot of those things that I learned came from college and speaking to people, and directly from cutting hair majority of the time, because I can't just sit there and be cutting somebody's hair in silence. So I would have to work on icebreakers again.
You said Ocho Cinco and Saquon were down to earth. Did you have any like sour celebrity interactions?
Not yet, but I hope I don't run into any.
Not yet. That's good. I feel like there's no reason to have that unless they're having a real bad day. But
Yeah, it's like some people are egotistical, but I haven't run into any, thankfully.
So, since we're talking on college is known to hold some of the best memories. If you could relive any undergrad moment, what would it be and why?
Probably a party that we threw Labor Day weekend. It was crazy. And I think this one we played Tuskegee, which is our biggest rival in the school. Rich history, something that I've been going to since I was playing football, like 6, 7 years old. And that after party was, it's one of the ones the sun is rising when you go home. And it was lucrative for us, so at that time, it was just a night to remember.
Xperience.